section. And now, as the higher qualifier, you can choose whether you lead or chase when you pull up to the start line. No chicane anymore, we bin that off. We now have a laser beam that separates the start line. The lead car has to leave that start line within 1.5 seconds. Now some time for redemption. Alan Hynes took that car to the wall in the first run of practice just 2 days ago. The car repaired. He managed to get out for qualifying. Now he takes on a heavy hitter, a 99.5 run for Wiecek. Alan Hynes knows that he can follow Wiecek perfectly around this circuit as Wiecek puts that car right into the outside zone. Hynes shallows up, loses some ground. He's got a mild amount of understeer, but he now gets himself back into it. Wiecek though, unfazed, unrocked, and look at the pace that Wiecek is firing around this circuit. Yeah, the beam, and here we go through the gears. Look at Wiecek though, absolutely laser focused. The man at the top qualifying, he'll want to take this through and get the first top 32 battle out of the way. Look at this, oh, big understeer, and it throws off Wiecek, and Hynes puts it on the grass. He's going to try to keep this one going, but Wiecek has found himself in the middle of the track completely upset. Piotr Wiecek right now as Alan Hynes tries to fulfill the run, and Wiecek tries to find the side of the rear quarter of that S14.3 as they come across the line. A lot of understeer after initiation. They're both out of the car down there to receive the decision, and pretty simple one for the judges, but it won't be that easy all the way through the weekend. Side on the left for Alan Hynes, right for Piotr Wiecek, and there we go. 2 votes in. It's going to be Piotr Wiecek from Poland takes the win, advances through to the top 16. I could take you down. He's in an incredible machine. Simen Olsen from Norway sits alongside, stares down the track at Piotr Wiecek, our 99.5 first place qualifier from yesterday. He creeps off the line. Wiecek slides off the line in that incredible A90 Supra. Through the gears they come, and Olsen will not let Wiecek get away as he fires through initiation. Wiecek a little understeer, slows the car down, but now picks it back up again. Fires on big angle, gets into the outside zone. He's going to go wide though. He holds on to it. Olsen stands on the foot brake and balances that carbon Kevlar S15 right where it needs to be, as now Wiecek finds that perfect qualifying line. Flames are up from the back of the car as he pushes it across the line for go. As you can see, Piotr Wiecek there pedaling the car, trying to get that grip down, doesn't want to let Olsen get away, as Olsen now works his way through the gears, flicks that car to angle on initiation, and look at this for Wiecek, absolutely beautiful, onto the side of that carbon Kevlar S15, as now Wiecek goes for it again, a little wobble as Simen Olsen sets himself up for that outside zone. Back across the track they go, back once again as Wiecek dives through the smoke, looks for the door, hunting down Simen Olsen as he pushes the Norwegian across the line.
Yeah, Simen just really running through this, but it is so great way to kick off here in our top 16.
Yeah, an incredible way to kick off top 16. Piotr Wiecek doing everything he needed to do in that battle. It was, and Simen Olsen says to him, look, that was a good battle, but I don't think I got the win. Start him left for Olsen, right for Wiecek. Who's going to go through to the top 8? Will it be Poland or Norway? It's going to be Poland. Wiecek gets a win and one closer to us. Piotr Wiecek, a man that can also drive perfectly to line, perfectly with style, but sometimes throws it all out there with a little bit of danger. He's opted to lead first as Piotr Wiecek, the highest qualifier of round 4 here in Ireland, leads out Pawel Korpulinski, and Korpulinski will know what he needs to do, and he does it already as he jumps onto the back bumper of that A90 Supra, and look at the pace from Piotr Wiecek as he puts that car right it needs to be. It looked like he was going to completely fall off track, but he held on to it. Korpulinski holding on right now as they fire into the wall section. I don't think that Piotr Wiecek has come off the throttle from the moment he left the start line. This is unbelievable. He's taking the paint off the back bumper of Korpulinski's car if it was still there, that's for sure. Match the angle, match the speed, and matches the proximity as they come down the hill for initiation. Firing through. Korpulinski goes right to the edge of the circuit, but look at this from Wiecek. He's right there with him. No mistakes so far as Wiecek looks for the rear wheel of that Nissan 206. He goes for an early transition. He's going to pop through the smoke, and he does as they both go to the wall, onto the second wall, wheel to wheel across the line. Wow!
Holy Mondello!
He opened the door for Piotr Wiecek to absolutely chase him down. 110% decisions in. It's been easy for the judges. Left for Wiecek, right for Korpulinski. It's one vote for Wiecek. It's Piotr Wiecek gets the win and advances through to the final 4. 2 Polish heavy hitters on the line, ready to lead our Marco Zakouril, the man that came second in our qualifying showdown yesterday. He's been on form. He's been absolutely firing through this circuit. He's been doing things that he's never been done before. He's been proving himself here at Drift Masters, but Piotr Wiecek doesn't need to prove himself. He is a former champion. They come through the gears, down over the hill as they fire in, and Zakouril leans that car to angle as he tries to follow Piotr Wiecek, but Wiecek is absolutely up and gone. The grip, the pace in that Toyota Supra is phenomenal, and Zakouril now tries to get himself back in the battle. Zakouril tries to hang with Wiecek as Wiecek puts it right to the edge of the circuit, to the wall, across the line. Here we go, yeah, then backfiring as he comes off the line. Zakouril to lead out Wiecek as Wiecek stares down, slams that car through the gears, he flicks it to angle. Zakouril puts that car where it needs to be. Nice line so far, but Wiecek goes wide, puts cones up, spins the car as he hits Zakouril.
Wow, what just happened? Piotr Wiecek right now in a crazy spot. What is coming off the bottom of his while that this happened? I mean, it is serendipitous that both drivers having those mistakes. Piotr having to just stall and check for 1 quick second, and that's what ends up pushing him off track.
Right, so I'm hearing word in my ears that Marco Zakouril thinks the engine has failed in the car.
No.
They're going to go back to the paddock after this and check it over and see if it has failed, and we'll get word of that as soon as we hear. And you can see Wiecek looking over, and he's the face of Wiecek there, he's like
grimace.
That was because Zakouril just tried to start it.
Oh yeah,
he just tried to start the car. Here we go. We need a decision. Left for Zakouril, right for Wiecek, who's going to the final. It's going to be Piotr Wiecek gets the win, advances through to the final. Now that leaves us in a situation: can Marco Zakouril repair the car for the 3rd and 4th place playoff? We'll have to find out. Judges, David Kalas, I need to come to you. You judged that on 1 run.
Normally, we need to judge lead to lead, chase to chase. The only possibility where we can judge lead to chase is in case of double mistake or double incomplete, which we saw when Piotr went 3 wheels off, and exactly after that Marco stopped drifting. So first 0 was for Piotr, second 0 was for Marco. Then we are coming for the first run, and in the first run Piotr did 2 small mistakes. He was on the curb, and the rotation to outer zone 6 was not perfect, but they are very small mistakes, so his lead was pretty high score. Then when we look on Marco, he was cutting a lot in a lot of places on the track, and the proximity was not that great, so that did not give him too much points. So that means Piotr is going through.
Thank you very much. Both of them, they stare down a track that they both know so well. They look into a blind corner with a grandstand packed full of people. They give the nod to the start line Marshall Martin. He presses the button for what will be one of the last times this weekend. The light goes green, and Wiecek fires that car through the start line and through the gears as Shanahan jumps straight onto the back bumper. He fires it alongside him. They go angle for angle, matched mirror image as they transition to outside zone 4. Wiecek stalls up, can't get deep into that zone, and Shanahan follows him through. As Shanahan pops through the smoke, Wiecek goes for the wall, Shanahan goes for the door. They both put back bumper to back bumper on the wall, and Wiecek is focused. He knows what he needs to do, and he mirrors the angle, and he's closer than Shanahan on initiation, but Shanahan's cleaner than Wiecek. Shanahan gets into the outside zone, Wiecek follows him. Oh, he tags the door, almost puts them both into a spin. They transition through the smoke as both cars go wheel to wheel. The bumper comes off, and Wiecek's car as he pushes Shanahan across the line.
A battle for the ages right here in Ireland. Both drivers putting absolutely everything on the line. I'm holding my breath, Ian. I'm holding my breath.
Here we go. It's in. Who's it going to be? Left for Shanahan, right for Wiecek. It's 1 vote for a 1 more time. It's a 1 more time! David Kalas, it's unanimous. A 1 more time. Wiecek pulls the visor down and he says, I have to get it done right here, right now. There's no messing around. He wants to take the top step on the podium, but this young man right here will try and stop him as he slots that Red Bull Toyota GT86 into gear and comes off the line. This is it for the final time this weekend. The battle begins as Wiecek fires in. Shanahan goes closer than he did before. Now starts to look for the side of that Toyota Supra as he transitions bumper to bumper. They both get into outside zone 4. No mistakes this time for either guy as they fire through. Shanahan looks for the door. He creeps up the inside as the tail lights disappear from the back of that Supra. Shanahan goes for the door across the line.
Just another monumental run from both of these drivers. Piotr Wiecek cleaning up what he needed to clean up in the lead there, knowing those mistakes of the past and completely wiping his memory of it to breath. And this is wild. What is happening now?
Well, I've got some bad news. Conor Shanahan has debeaded a tyre. The news came to me during the replay as you were hyping that battle. I think that this could be it. We're going to try and find out. There is the rest of the tyre, or the tyre itself. It is absolute heartbreak We're checking though. The judges now have to go back and look at the replay to see was anyone at fault for this.
This is not just an open and shut case, but yeah, would that have been a front tire then that would have come off? Wow.
So we're waiting to see how the judges look at this, if it was a single fault or if it was a cause. And I'm sure that happened at or on the finish line. What a way to end round 4, Jacob. We were getting ready for possibly what was going to be.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go.
The wheel
right,
just
so there
exploding.
you go, in the drone's face. And it's down to the judges now to decide, if that was over the finish line. Because we're in no position to call that. Look at that, completely destroyed the wheel. Yeah, and I mean, look, you guys know the rules. We don't have 5-minute rules. We can't change wheels. And I'm hearing word in my ear that Conor Shanahan caused it himself. Wiecek is not at fault for the incident, which means Shanahan out of competition.
Wow.
What a way to end round 4. High drama footage there. David Kalas, not the way we wanted that to end. It was an incredible battle. We was building it up to be one of the best finals we've seen here in Mondello Park, but you deemed Wiecek not at fault. It was Conor's own incident.
Yeah, we've been we were like very deliberately looking on that situation. And we did not saw any mistake from the leader. There was like no slowing down. We checked also all the data which we are having available. There is no slowing down. The reducement of the angle happened actually after the contact. So there is no possibility of mistake of the leader. The contact happened after the finish line, but still we were checking if there was any mistake from the leader. But the leader did not do anything unpredictable. So we cannot blame the leader for this mistake.
Just a little bit too much for Mr. Shanahan.
Well, there we go. We need to make it official. Who's going to be the winner of round 4 here at Drift Masters? It's an easy one. It's Piotr Wiecek gets the win and wins round 4 of Drift Masters 2025. Conor Shanahan takes second step on the podium. It may seem like the worst result for him right now, but nevertheless, it is a massive points haul for that young man, and a man that still leads the championship after an incredible weekend. His smiles all round in the end in front of packed out grandstands here in Ireland.